Will be Lavrov's first time on it this split. G2 have only played 8 games, so it's not like the largest sample size to pick from, but neither of these supports actually bringing out Rel before this series, and it will only be Lavrov bringing it out here, obviously, because we are in Fearless Draft. So, game, I feel it hasn't updated, or it's just very, very even as Skirmishes and Lavrov look for a fight in the mid lane. They're jumping onto Vladdy, who does flash away, but a good knockback by Skirmishes, who will get first blood to G2. No real
big team fights later where they can group up, use the AoE ultimates which they have to great effect.
Kalist going to Valkyrie away from the Shattering Strike. This is just distraction tactics, making sure Yike can get 2 of those grubs. Looking for the second, holding onto the smite for that third. The grub heals up, but they should get the smite. Hook lands onto Lavrov. Targum is forcing.
On the other side of the map, they often be a lot of your DPS.
Yike coming in. Lavrov with the Shattering Strike. Needs to dodge away from the Impale. Uses the heal for the movement speed, but is slowed up by Yike. Lavrov now on the wrong side of the Rift. The hook lands as well from Targum as Hansama trying to trade back in. Yike still holding on to that Impale as Hansama is able to survive. Keeper's verdict. No one guilty. Skirmishes lands the slam into the wall. Yike down to 200 HP and Hansama's given so much time just to... Skirmishes already has that dragon down to 2,000 HP. Should be an easy enough secure. No real contest there from KC.
Right to one side of the fight. KC must approach at the right time.
Keeper's verdict. Impale will stop. He gets knocked back! He's yielded to oblivion! And the question is now, can Skirmishes escape? He goes in, has to flash away. The shockwave lands onto 3. It's Skirmishes, Broken Blade, and Lavrov retreating out. KC will take the Herald. Kana's looking for lives. Lavrov has to flash away. He's burning. Should have the movement speed to get out of this one. Kana pops the Flame Splitter again, but he doesn't have a scrap shield in time, and the remount from Lavrov will be enough to... Yep, she was definitely behind them. And KC from that will not only take the they'll take a Drake. They'll look for Targamas first. Vladdy now realizes he has to flash away. Magnusor coming out. There's the TP as well. Death Charge used onto Caps. Keeper's verdict gets the knockback, and Targamas will sacrifice himself for his mid laner. Good job by the support to mean that he could survive for a little bit longer, but the charge comes in from G2. A good shockwave from Vladdy will catch onto 2. The dive continues as now Caps is the one tanking the tower. Impale goes wide. Broken Blade will dismount onto Skull. The aggro switches over to Skirmishes. The equalizer comes down. Broken Blade's going to flash away as he looks to dash out of Yike's clutches. But the pincers collapse. And Broken Blade goes...
Every support's plied their tray on this one. Got the summoner out of him, and despite Targa and Yike being there, Poppy ult this time actually gets the disengage value they want, allows them to get the isolated kill. This is the point where they go a little...
to approach this. Skirmishes going to start to walk in, but that is already gone. Depth charge onto the enemy jungler. Atakan secured for KC. They sneak it away. Great setup overall.
Yeah, KC just group up, take it down, and G2 don't have a great answer. They do take the bot turret, and they push in a little bit towards mid as well, so they get some tower damage for the objective trade. Any other kind of fights coming through? We're all sticking around on top side.
Lavrov looking for Vladdy. Kalist goes in with the Valkyrie. Exhaust goes down, but Kalist just one-shots him. Caps diving in. The chains will find their man. Slam into the wall from Skirmishes as well. So we see Targamas fall alongside his bot side brethren. Hansama having to flash away from Kana, who's overheated. But it doesn't matter. His autos will do all the work. Broken Blade finds a cowardly Skull to remount, but Skull immediately runs away as KC find 3 in the play.
G2 try and punish KC after the Atakan, but KC are ready. G2 don't get the clean play, and now suddenly Herald into mid lane. This is going to be a double charge potentially coming through from that. KC get a huge advantage. You have crossed that Atakan and then the play afterwards too. We're just saying, you know, the Pels were even. It's gone from 24 from 7 after that point. Even a charge into the bot lane. So
as he'll be able to take this top lane tier 1.
G2 will get themselves...
It's been started here by G2. KC TPing in as they look for the fight. Broken Blade around the wings here. Yike going in for it. Equalizer down. Lavrov's going to jump away from it. The slow onto Caps, though, not enough. He's going to distort away. Hansama hooked up, though, as KC find another. Caps, chains don't connect. The exhaust down. Yike's going to chase him. Skirmishes jumps onto Kalist, but is all on his lonesome because BB has gone home. Skirmishes, with the steadfast presence movement speed, should be able to get out of here. Vladdy and Kana trying to cut him off at the pass.
Oh, they're teleporting.
TP comes out from Vladdy. I mean, you might just give a free ticket away for Skirmishes here. He can dash onto you and then flash over the shockwave if it comes out. Vladdy does get the slow with the dissonance, and that will be enough to spell the end of the Poppy. Same on this Corki. Even if he's dying early on, LeBron has a big flank here, but KC are wise to it. Magnustorm coming in. There's the Killer Instinct as well as they dive onto Kalist, who flashes away, but down Summer just dives to the tower. Skewmon impaled and cooked underneath the turret. Broken Blade now charging away. Cowards, you cry! As Scarlet runs away himself. Equalizer down. Ishtar's impact from Yike. It's gonna be 3 for KC as G2.
And they have been rewarded for it. It's going to be a full team of Baron Burst for them and an easy slide in towards the next objectives and a dominant game.
5.5K. Is it burnt? Is the meat skewer just raw for them?
No, this is like the overcooked level when you have to throw things between the two bits of the balloon.
Yes,
this is maybe a little bit of a... I suppose could look towards some kind of freak steal, look towards Soul later. KC aren't going to easily give that to them.
Caps looking for a flank here. But last moment, Caps still looking for that flank again, but Targamas here putting control wards down is another tier 2. And Skewmon with the steadfast presence was looking to block that dredge and ride the momentum high as Targamas is chasing onto Broken Blade here. Charge away, but Targamas flashes in front of it. Depth charge coming out as well. The Keeper's Verdict being channeled by Skewmon. He'll yeet the Scorpion to Timbuktu, and Targamas dies for it. Kalist almost takes down Skewmon, but can't quite get the final shot. Broken Blade, though, will not manage to escape. In the end, Targamas takes it. And KC get another on the board in a 1-for-1 exchange.
1-for-1, but KC have the wave and they can keep pushing forwards. And yeah, he was yeeted out, but he's still back, flashing forwards.
Yeah, Impale going wide there as Hans Summer flashes away himself. KC know that Caps is not here. The TP being invested by Vladdy to make sure that he stops. It's a terminus for Hans Summer, but maybe end of the road for G2, at least in this game. LeBron caught out a little bit by Targamas. Caps jumping onto Kalist will land the chains, but doesn't get much more. And you can see an order with that Trinity Force enough to take Caps down to about 500 HP. The dive in with the Killing Instinct onto Vladdy, but he's so tanky. Broken Blade now left on his lonesome, has to flash the wall, but Carter will not let him escape. Burns him up in the jungle. And now Skewmon needs to look for a miracle steal on this Baron. Broken Blade 50 seconds away from respawning. Vladdy's going to try and keep Skewmon at bay. Targamas going to join that foray.
They still have Shockwave. After everything's been used, they can still just ward them off.
Yeah, it's just gone. There's the hook going out. Skewmon dives onto Vladdy. Equalizer as well. Vladdy falling so low. He will die in the end. To Skewmon's damage, he'll flash away. The Baron his cooldown for his charge and no TP. He's going to have to leave that super minion in the base, hitting those Nexus towers. Yike going forward. Caps looking for Kana. Flashes away, but the stopwatch will stop the chains. Magnustorm onto 3 here. Impale just short of Hans Summer, but LeBron's the first one to go pop, and Broken Blade still not in the fight. The Dragon, the next target for G2, is Skewmon, and Hans Summer try to burst it down before KC can react. Skewmon with the charge back onto Yike. The Baron secured by Yike. He wins the smite fight, and now KC continue to advance. Broken Blade jousting forward. Hans Summer low. Skewmon the same. Caps dashes in, but just lands the chains onto Targamas. Broken Blade, Scarlet has left him, and so will the last beat of his heart. Broken Blade down. KC pushing forward. Equalizer just clips Hans Summer. The redemption coming out as well just to heal him up, but a TP behind. Can Skewmon defend Hans Summer here? Targamas, depth charge. Skewmon needs to stand in the way, but he doesn't get there in time. The Killer Instinct, an instinct only for the grave. Caps tries to get another chains, but it's only onto Yike. It doesn't even get through his shield. KC just marching through the base at this point. Skewmon slammed into his own Nexus, and G2 are left rattled.
KC, a real reality check for G2. A roar of life from the blue wall. What a dominant game one.
Caps trying to do everything he can to find anything out of this game, but he'll lose his life at the end of it. The blue wall stands tall as KC go 1-0
to do so. You lock in that Kasanse, and it's not a great time against the Aurora, but you're in this position where you need to play a disengaged tank for your team, buy your backline a bit of space. Kasanse charging up that W can be a bulwark between your team and the enemy team.
You can see Vladdy's quite a way away, currently only near the red buff. Hans Summer forced back a little bit, because control ward down in the Tribush. Targamas goes in, exhaust onto Skewmon. Smite by Yike, won the last one of these. Skewmon looking for the smite, and it's Yike again! He's just Skewmon's father, it seems. LeBron hit with the Ultra Shock Laser, and it's a perfect execution from Vladdy.
Grubs started up. Do KC feel like they can contest this again? First one goes down to G2.
I think Skewmon smiting the first one kind of implies, hey, we don't really want to contest the next two. They'll pull this last one out, but Yike's going to be able to take them both. And the little Grubs actually, as mites, stopping the recall from Skewmon. Does hit level 7 now. Doesn't have his smite, whereas Yike has held on to his. G2, this is cinema. Like, they're just watching. They have gone to the movies, they bought a ticket, they bought the popcorn, and they're just spectating as KC take the 2 Grubs.
I like to call it Safari League of Legends. Yeah. Well, we've got an animal going in right there. The cows on the rampage.
Goes back out with the Cyclone there. LeBron going in, pops that Unbreakable Will. Arcane Storm coming out as well, but not really much happening there for G2. LeBron went for the engage with the Hex Flash. Skumon's going to dash away. Targamas dancing in with that grand entrance. Cap's still looking for more. Remember, no ultimates available now as Broken Blade is just killing off Kana. Kana has no ult, has to flash. BB on the chase going all out.
Oh!
Can't quite land the Intofa.
I'm not sure it's been popping up in solo queue. We'll look at that one in the background. But Gliss looking for those poke angles. Yeah, you sit down in that bottom left there, actually. Just look down. No, it switched over to the Karmine. All right, it switched away from it. You can see it was there. Hang on, Vladdy goes in.
Yeah, Vladdy looking for this, but he has to dash away and dives to Summonary. It's a pincer movement here by KC. Camp's going to try and keep Vladdy at bay. Yike goes into the pit, but the smite comes down before he's in range. One way, not solo up towards this top side.
So you wonder if we're still going to get a contest in. You can see there's a wall right onto their hands, and this wall is so dangerous.
G2 still on the Drake. Hexgate from Kana. Caps turns onto him immediately behind Summer. Already half HP. The Redemption will heal him up. There's the quickness onto the backline. Vladdy flashing forward. And Summer down. KC find the first. Broken Blade's going to go all out and pull across the wall. Kana, but they just don't have the damage on him right now. LeBron escapes with the sliver. Kana goes down. Vladdy dashes away with the perfect execution. LeBron getting taken.
Easy dragons to allow them to scale up later. Dragon to the side of KC, 2 for them now. G2 did not do the due diligence and checking those. Oh, good grab.
KC only have 3 players here, and that Otacon is already down to 3,000 HP. Yikes used the decoy. The Otacon secured. G2 will look to try and escape. Skumon with the Crescent Guard, the dive in from Vladdy immediately knocked up. A good Pathmaker will knock 2 back. Vladdy and Yike dived into their demise. And G2 are looking for more. Cat's chasing Kalist, no flash on him, but he's able to run away with that extra movement speed. Dash across the wall. G2 get a little bit of control back in the game.
Look, this series has largely been about Canada so far, but BB holds the door shut. Fantastic W. Lavrov now in danger, though.
Yeah, caught out. He's going to try and knock Targamas across the wall here, but that wall is just too thick. Kalist gets another. Kana coming in from the side. The Rift Herald charges in for a mid-lane tower. It's the first of the game. And Yuntal's 3 items is really where these AD carries come online, but 2 is enough for them. Alongside that, Caps farming up on this Victor Kalist. Oh, the exhaust down as well. The Arcane Storm's going to take him out. Targamas trying to get in with the quickness as well, but he just can't get there quickly enough. And that's what I was talking about. Kalist is dead. You have no damage. Caps with a double. A brace for him. And brace for impact, KC. Kana dies under his tower. And G2 might even be thinking about the win.
I mean, you blink and you miss it. The blue wall goes red. Great pickoff from Lavrov. Splats Kalist as he tries to wall ride, and the bot tower falling as well gives G2 a huge power play. 3,000 gold now in the advantage for them. G2 massively punish.
That's a huge swing for them. 500 gold ahead. Underneath that tier 2 tower in mid, now going to be 3.7k. Their advantage 3.9 now, in fact. What have we got coming up next? We've got 40 seconds on the Hex. Hex Drake will be third for KC. A minute on the Baron. G2 need to retreat, spend their gold, and then get out on the map.
Yeah, so actually staying quite a long time has now left them in a bit of a problem because they haven't been able to retreat.
LeBron has to burn the flash, but he's going to burn down anyway. Kalist gets the kill, as you said.
He might be able to take a fight here.
LeBron does have TP, though, off the Unsealed Spellbook, so he can get into the fight, and he still has his ultimate. No flash for him as the Drake is down to 6,000, 5,000 now. Vladdy has a massive flank. There's no vision. LeBron finally puts a ward in there. Between worlds goes Kana, immediately locked up, knocked up, and taken out. The smite goes down, and it's this time. This Skumon finds his mark. Yike getting chased out as well. It'll be a 3-for-0 with Drake alongside it from Caps. 24k. This guy, like, G2 have missed 1 Worlds of the last 9. And it's whenever Worlds qualification is on the line, thing on the map, you can see Kana down towards that bottom side, just trying to get an objective bounty. There's a tower there, it's relatively low. Can take it pretty quickly. Does have the TP as well. But Broken Blade escorting in the wave in the mid lane. This will be an inhibitor. Ultra Laser dodged by G2. It goes between the uprights. Kana will get that objective bounty for KC. They try and eke some gold back in their favor. Pathmaker out from Broken Blade to dodge away from the grand entrance, and that's the first inhibitor going to go down in the top lane. G2 then turn their attentions towards mid. Kana continues pushing, double inhib from the push for G2.
Feels a bit
bad. Muster at this moment. G2 pushing in the last remaining wave. There's the TB flank, but they'll see it. G2 turn with the on the hunt. Broken Blade with the path maker. Ring the Cyclone onto a couple of his teammates. Targamas going in as well. The boss already killed off Yike. Hansama will die on the back line, but G2 don't care about their AD carry anymore. They've already found 4. And Kana likely to hit the floor as well. Pulled out with the all-out. G2 still chasing. Caps has to use the stopwatch to drop the tower aggro. Kana dies for the ace. And we're going to 1-1.
Attention to anyone who's currently residing in blue side base. There is a storm warning. Caps drops the ult, and KC drop with it. Towers in their sights.
This is what we wanted from this series. This is what we wanted from the LEC Summer Playoffs. G2 and KC neck and neck after 2. Hopefully we go all 5.
Deathless.
Looking to answer it with a Yorick of their own. It will be locked in, okay.
And I'm just saying now, there's a bunch of globals. They're going to be heading towards this very volatile top lane at points. If the Yorick gets ahead of the Gnar, it's a real pain. You hit the Morning Mist and even Mini.
You have to have Vladdy clear out that wave, then come across. Does have the hero's entrance if a fight began, but Yike is a mile away. So it will be first Drake of the game over to G2. So they've got Grub. Vladdy looking for that Justice Punch into Taunt combination. KC trying to play this on multiple angles. They jump in onto Skewmond. There's the taunt, and down goes Skewmond. Absolutely assassinated.
Point and click into the taunt. KC an easy jungle kill. Served up on a platter. No smite now to contest these. First Grub was taken by G2. KC didn't even need to use any of their big ultimates. They used the tidal wave, and that was it. G2 caught a little bit flat-footed.
Standing on the back side of the bush, but it hit with a Mantrid in a flame, and that's quite a bit of damage. Grand Starfall coming out. LeBron with an early flash. Kalist chasing it as well. There's the Aqua Prison. And now LeBron is so cognizant. You shouldn't have gone in at all. LeBron looking for the chains here. Skewmon's going to go in with the follow-up, and Kalist goes pop. The Cataclysm there just to seal the deal. Skewmon takes it. Kalist overstepping, thinking the Karma was squishier than she was.
Yeah, well, 80 carries, they should know that kind of skill set. The fact that Kalist is the first one in and the first one dead is really going to put KC behind if they want to contest this. Yike is hanging around. I don't really think there's much you can look for here, though.
I think it's more just to try and gate G2 off from this mid lane wave. One plate will go over to Vladdy. Caps flashing for the Rune Prison. Broken Blade here as well. The Morning Mist, Dark Procession. Yike does have flash. He holds onto it for an absolute age as Skewmond flags and drags in. The flash comes out.
Success they wanted to. G2 choosing not to contest the Herald. KC will get it uncontested. G2 throw an Ezreal ult out. A little bit off that. I mean, easy take the third one. KC can't contest.
Also be upgraded boots for them. They'll complete the feats of strength. Broken Blade helping out here as their third objective. They've already spikes is still quite even between the two teams, but you can't negate the fact there were 3 Drakes to null.
Yeah.
You can't negate the fact that G2 have been able to control these objectives a little bit more. Gnar used out here, doesn't kill off the Maiden. Khan is going to get chased down. Dark Procession out as well. Does still have the flash. Broken Blade with another last rites. Won't quite be enough to kill. The Morning Mist going wide there.
To finish his second item, which will really give him that power point. Okay, we ask KC, can they use the Herald well? You need to make some...
up. TP from Caps to the mid lane. Remember, he has a Realm Warp to get across here. Counter TP coming out from KC. They're not doing too much damage to this Artican yet. It's still about 8,000 HP. Skewmon coming in. Realm Warp, as you say, is going to bring LeBron forward alongside Caps. KC beginning to retreat. Kalist taking so much damage from the ghouls. Heal has to be popped by Targamas. G2, I wonder, do you just let this reset? KC already on the back foot. Just let the Artican go about its business. Charge out one more of those AoEs. Now gets pulled back towards the pit, and now you can restart it and pull it to where you want it to be.
But just look at the HP here on KC. They're quite low from tanking this. I think G2 think, all right, we can get the Artican low again. You don't have the HP to fight.
Kana has Mega Gnar, though. You have to step back a little bit. BB forced back in the lane as well. True Shot Barrage comes out, clips Kalist again. The Artican will reset. Cloud Soul now available on the map. KC maybe just making G2 take this and then go for the dragon yourself to avoid the soul. KC turn back towards it after running down towards the mid lane.
Make a decision,
It's
KC.
a merry-go-round. Grand Starfall coming out as well as Hansama has the dash away. Vladdy going in with the Winds of War as well. And the smite goes over to Skewmon, and now KC. They ran away, and perhaps they should have stayed that way. Hero's entrance coming out, but Skewmon dashes forward, and in the midst of the Dark Procession, Yike will fall. Targamas down to 250 HP as Broken Blade looks for the Morning Mist. Lands it onto Vladdy. Kalist on that front line, has the flash, has the barrier. The taunt coming out from Vlad, doesn't connect onto anyone, but it does delay. Flash forward from Caps with the Rune Prison. Kana's going to hop on the Rob's head. He's rooted again. The wall doesn't connect. Cataclysm in. And now Vladdy next target for Skewmond. He's taunted. Cat still looking for Kalist underneath the tower, but G2 have just rocketed into the lead.
KC don't make a firm decision, so G2 make it, choose to back off, and that is the end of them. Skewmond, some great dunking on the back. Those two items, he has a gold lead, and he has a ton of damage on tower. Shovel comes down, digs up a turret, then a bit of gold underneath it for them. G2 members available. I'm not sure they can take this fight easily, though.
Importantly, Kana just went Mega underneath the tower, so G2 know that he doesn't have the Rage Bars build up. Looks like KC aren't even going to try and contest, as G2 will just sweep away the Baron. Their 6th neutral objective in this game. Baron buff, Cloud Soul, 4K gold lead, LeBron going in, Realm Warp coming out, and goodbye Targamas. Some fresh sushi for G2.
Everything in the last few minutes in the Red Bull Baron power play will keep stacking up time and time again. G2, I mean, they're not stopping here, are they? Not that much value. I'd argue the Realm Warp has been the best used global in the game.
I think one of the issues for KC is when you're in this sort of position, you want a support that can get behind enemy lines and get a couple of wards down. And Nami just isn't the person to do that. They're going to go towards the mid lane, looking for Broken Blade, who walks away from Vlad. He's still stunned up with the Winds of War. Last Right's going to heal him up a little bit, but there is the kill for Kana. G2, meanwhile, pushing through that bot side. Hero's Entrance still available for KC.
Teleport.
If they want to go for more. As you say, TP behind. Vladdy looking for the flank play here. He's going to be on his lonesome for a second. Second TP coming out from Kana, who has the Mega Gnar. Hunsummer dives onto Kalist. It's a Carling, misses Mystic Shot. Targamas forced away as well. There's the Hero's Entrance. Kana on Caps. The Realm Warp trying to get him out, but Caps goes down. Vladdy surviving for an absolute age. As Skewmond looks for the engage, dodges away from the taunt, gets the knockup with a flag and drag. Will G2 go for more? It's a 3v4 in KC's favor. In a flame on Targamas. Skewmond stepping forward onto Yike. Kalist on his way back out. Targamas almost falling, gets taken out by the auto attack from Hansama. Kana dashing away. Yike trying to kill off LeBron, but the inner flame not enough. Kalist will find him with a double tap to his heart. A good double knockup coming out from Skewmond. Kalist dies as well. For a second, it looked like KC had a fingertip back in the game, but G2 closed the door on their fingers.
KC, you can take as many teleports as you want. It's not getting you the angle into that fight. G2, they lose the Yorick, and it does not matter squat. G2 continue their way towards the Nexus.
Kana trying to get back to his base somehow, somewhere, but he just can't do it. Skewmond's going to chase him out, and G2, for the first time in the series, will take a lead. They are 1 win away from Madrid, 1 win away from their 9th Worlds out of 10.
You missed that. I was checking if you sure.
Tut.
Didn't. The volley bear hit really important for a number of reasons. One, Jace is not safe under tower anymore. That's the huge reason. If you ever get a wave push in, it's a big problem because Yorick, the volley bear, turns off the tower. You are not safe. Also, point and click stun.
Going for the full flank here. Yike is going to meet him in the bush. They're looking for Kana, but both the junglers will meet up. Broken Blade getting traded on here by Kana. Yike losing the trades to the volley bear, just like we talked about. Kana now needs to run, flashes away from the knockup. Broken Blade should be able to retreat from this. They might turn back onto Kana. They know he's got no flash. The volley with the chase flash forward for the stun and bring down the axe. BB on the board early doors. Boards and such to now support's not getting any gold because they're never near the minions to actually last hit them.
Isn't that arguably worse because it's just so tantalizingly close and yet it's not
Please let me auto this minion. The Drake though, taken by
Sejuani. Now it's better than it was before in some methods where it really was, well, you get a chem tank and one item. That's really what you achieve in the game. Actually, Yike could go for a...
Yeah, Skewmond used the smite here and Yike knows, oh no, he does steal it. It's just Skewmond and Dragon. KC might just give up the ghost on this one. I think that's what they'll do. They got the first, they're okay with that. Chem take.
San can start fights very effectively, and we're also in the point of power for the volley bear. First item, that Cosmic Drive, you mentioned the build earlier. Stuff like the Flicker Blades likely coming in too. Real question for me will be when they choose to fight.
Kalist taking a bad trade there. Glacial Fisher going wide. Kalist flashes and cleanses. Targamas stunned up as well. The Arc of Judgment sends him to meet his maker. Skewmond on the chase. No sums on Kalist. It's time for a Stormbringer, doesn't even need the ult, burns the flash instead. Hits him with the Thundering Smash, and that's 2 quick kills to G2.
G2 hit their power spike. One item on these champions is deadly, and KC do not respect it quite enough. Yunara Starts to throw those prayer beads through them. Synod's in top side.
Unstoppable Onslaught coming out. Decimating Smash. Oh, good knockback by Karna. Still going to be slow. Flash countered with a flash of his own. Karna heals up with the grasp. Broken Blade can't look for anything more. A recall coming out from Karna. LeBron falling low here as the heal comes easily. But how do you really contest? You don't have completed items on your mid, on your AD carry. You've got complete on Karna, but he's not there really to do too much right now. Can't even get through the shield on the Scion. And if you're KC, you're like, well, who usually carries us? Karna can be really good. Yike getting caught out. LeBron trying to flash forward. Stormbringer in from Skewmond. And down goes Yike. G2, Hans Summer here as well. The curtains have opened. The wave not cleared out. Rift Herald coming down. It might just be a tier 2 here, Nymira.
They have the Ziggs. It's the Herald Ziggs charge. They didn't respect the volley barrel. It's going to be a huge inner turret push.
There it goes. G2 might just try and shepherd this forward. LeBron could, but then you're down to the lower side of the bracket. One loss knocks you out.
Oh, Alt.
Hans Summer transcending. Oh, Broken Blade. Okay. That's some Tokyo drifting if I've ever seen.
Another turret will come in with the Ziggs satchel charge. That'll be the full outer ring down, plus the inner and top lane. Lead keeps increasing.
It's 6K at 17 minutes. There's a Drake for G2 if they want it, but they want to just keep pushing forward. Satchel charge away. Nature's Grasp coming out, will clip Caps. Targamas flashes in with the Twisted Advance, but Caps, they just don't have the damage to get onto him. Caps survives through it. Targamas does not.
Signal into mid lane, and as quick as you like, Caps goes from lane to lane.
But there's 2 items apiece on Hans Summer and on Caps. Broken Blade has 2 alongside it. Unstoppable Onslaught. Between the uprights, Karna flashes it. LeBron looking at Glacial Fissure. Decimating Smash. There's the follow-up. And they just die. KC lose 2 in the blink of an eye.
G2, that was disgusting. Blink and you miss it. 2 dead from
They have an 8,000 gold lead 20 minutes into the game. LeBron's going to try and keep Yike at bay. Maybe he can steal. TP coming in from Vladdy. The curtains open. Will there be an encore for KC, or is the show over? Curtain pull. Hans Summer flashes away. Vladdy stand up. Hans Summer lives through it, but dies afterwards. Vladdy still going on to Skewmond here. The flash away from Skewmond has the blast code. Broken Blade on the wrong side of the wall. LeBron trying to retreat from Yike. Skewmond will be able to get away. Caps opens up onto Target. Coming back to rejoin with his team in the end. G2 do lose their AD carry just to Vladdy, but they won't lose much more. Karna stayed around, thought he could find something. Broken Blade will chase him out. Will G2 continue to chase in? Karna avoids the knock up there from Broken Blade by knocking him back. And
it is on. Square up for another round. KC do not want to let this go if they can help it. Very, very hard to come back in a game like this. Onto Caps, just
Satchel
missing.
charges away from the Glacial Prison. There's no tower here to save him. TP comes out, the smite from Yike for the slow. Skewmond on the chase. Flashes forward, looking for the fight, and Karna able to escape for now, but the Unstoppable Onslaught will find him. Decimating Smash for the follow-up. Yike flashing away, Arctic Assault. The storm comes down upon his head. A Tempest, and its name is 1,000 gold lead at 27 minutes. It's only going to extend as they take this Baron up to 10K. To do 40 seconds before Cloud Soul available to G2. Unstoppable Onslaught coming in again as they go for Karna, exhaust him immediately. The chase from Caps, the satchel charge, and the Glacial Fissure makes Karna meet his mate.
In this game, kind of so important to KC, has not been given room to breathe. G2 pushing through the bot side, crack the inhib, and the base is broken once again for KC.
Yeah, Broken Blade can shepherd in this next set of minions, but Skewmond has the wave in the mid lane, looks for the stun onto Yike, does land it, curtains open from the Jhin, hits a couple on the Broken Blade, but the Mega Inferno Bomb takes half his health, and now an Unbreakable is up from LeBron. Caps will take the last shot into a Deadly Flourish. Perhaps they can find something here. Stormbringer away, defensive. Nature's Grasp gets a couple of roots, but Vladdy too low to get in. TP behind Karna. He's going to try a 1v5, or maybe just try and escape, as G2 not unhealthy enough for them to take it. Targamas knocked up with a Decimating Smash. Skewmond already on the Drake here. Oh! Broken Blade just slams a train into the tree.
To that point, you'll see on the death recap. Sion, 4-0-3. BB, we said, oh, you know, start of the series, not fantastic from him. He has
now pushing through the top side, have the Cloud Soul at their backs, ushering them forward towards their Nexus. Unstoppable Onslaught again. He finds Vladdy, not with a knockup. Vladdy has to flash away. Yike towards the bottom side. LeBron gonna get hit with the Glacial Prison, but Mikhail's himself there that has the cleanse effect from the Summoner Spellbook. The They still have more opportunities after this. Play up against Vitality, trying to get back to Madrid. Skirmishes going to get the stun onto Yike. KC still trying to defend. The last breaths of life still in their lungs, in their bodies. Glacial Prison onto Skirmishes, but there's the Mikhail's coming out. Nature's Grass used as well. Yike falling low. LeBron's already killed up Targamas, and Kalista and Vladi were caught. The exhaust onto Vladi, stunned underneath the fountain. He's going to be healed up enough, but the Nexus is bare and open. There are three inevitabilities in the LEC. Death, taxes, and G2 making worlds. 9 of the last